Hi guys, this is Gene Jensen with BassResource.com. This morning we're going to talk about water clarity and color selection. When I first get to a lake that I've never been to before, that I'm not very familiar with, or even if after a good weather change like some rain or stuff like that, I'll grab a white fluke or a white lure of some type and put it on a jig head or put it on something that has a weight and drop it in the water and watch it sink. And when it disappears, I stop and I bring it up and I see how deep that lure was when it disappeared. That gives me the water clarity. As a rule of thumb, it's not this, there's variances and everybody thinks of this rule of thumb a little bit differently, but in my eyes, 6 feet and deeper is clear water, 4 to 6 feet is murky water, 2 to 4 feet is stained water, and 0 to 2 feet is muddy water. Okay, and so I take that knowledge that I have of the water clarity and I transfer that into my bait colors if I'm fishing plastics. Now, we're not going to talk about vibration here. Vibration is not a color. We'll talk about that on another video. But I have a standard number or standard few colors that I keep with me at all times, and they pretty much cover every watercolor. The colors that I use the most are green pumpkin. Green pumpkin I will use most of the time. It is good in clear water, good all the way up to stained water, not so good in muddy water just because the fish can't see it very well. Black is an all-around good color. It will work in the whole spectrum of clarity. Now, if I'm fishing really clear water, which the majority of the lakes that I fish around here, Clarks Hill, this one, Richmond Mill here in North Carolina, and several of the other lakes are fairly clear. And when I'm choosing colors for clear water, kind of a little trick that I do is if I hold this lure up, this is a Plum Crazy, if I hold it up to the sun and the sun shines through it, it's a fairly good clear watercolor. And then it's up to whatever color the bass wants. Watermelon, plum colors, red shad. This is, or not red shad, this is June bug. No, red bug. Red bug I have all the time, and it works in clear stained water or clear or murky water. And then for your muddy waters, I'm going to almost exclusively fish black. And I usually don't fish fish a soft plastic in muddy water. I'll throw a jig or something like that. So to go over it again, for clear water to stained water, you want to have a natural color, greens, browns, things like that, blacks. And in stained to muddy water, you want your dark colors, your June bugs, your blacks, things like that, things that are easier to pick up in that muddy water. And then for bright colors like your methylates and your chartreuses, well, chartreuse works in clear water and everything else, and your whites, I'll use that. I'll use a bright color actually in super clear water and in muddy water. So just my preference. It's just my thoughts behind watercolor, and it's what's worked for me over the years. So like I always say, visit BassResource.com for the answer to all your questions about bass fishing. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and have a great day. What I always go with, or what I like to go with, is one of my favorite, like I said, one of my favorite rigs. It's called a Mojo rig.